Lane Pugh looking them over as they come out of turn number 4 to the green flag. Dan Klein and Joe Reed side by side. So it's Reeds and Klein and Longnecker. And the Boogeyman now inside of the Boogeyman. It was Jim Blazina out of Blair. Longnecker cleanly in second. Down the backstretch, battle is for 4th. Between that 3-car of Blazina. Now Longnecker trying to make a move on Joe Reeds. And he does take the lead between turns 1 and 2. Halfway through as they come by this time. Longnecker and Reeds Klein. Blazina in that 4th spot. And 5th, that 25 car of Buddy Ray Jones. High green, 2 laps to go. The white flag. Longnecker got it on cruise control. Joe Reeds remains in second, Klein in third. As they come to the checkered flag, Hunter Longnecker out of Woodward. Joe Reeds, Klein, Blazina, and the 25 car of Buddy Ray Jones. Six cars, 6 laps. Tim McCoy, your race leader, that 27 car of Bill Flagg in second, and trying to run him down. Dylan Peterson in third. And Baker, who had such a nice run last week, is battling for that 4th spot. And he is being challenged by the 81 of James Hopkins and loses the spot. Dylan Peterson trying to make a move on the inside of Flagg. And Dylan Peterson going to have his hands full with that 81 of James Hopkins. As we're halfway through this heat race, Tim McCoy in a nice run, stretching that lead. High green, 2 to go. Bill Flagg in second, Peterson in third. Brandon Baker now into the 4th. Baker now being challenged once again by Hopkins. As they come to the white flag, Hopkins back in front of him. Coming to that checkered flag, Tim McCoy. Bill Flegg in second, Dylan Peterson in third, and the 81 of James Hopkins is fourth for the transfer spot. Brandon Baker in fifth, and the 45 of John Cook. And I believe after this race, Brian Sullivan will be over here, and they'll be handing out popsicles as they take donations for the Wounded Warriors Family Support at the Dunham House in Omaha. Klein, your race leader. Jeff James in second. Hermson in that 64, and Jeff Stevens all the way up into the third spot now. Oh, Stevens picks up into second. Red Munson now into third. Matthew Meineke in that 5. Stevens trying to make a move on Klein. Red Munson now into third. Meineke in fourth. Jeff Stevens trying to go on the inside of Klein. Halfway through this heat race, Klein, Stevens, Red Munson, and Matthew Meineke. Stevens gaining ground on Klein again. But Trey Klein getting a good run out of 2. And we got smoke from the 5M of Matthew Meineke. Let's hope that's not terminal tonight. High green, 2 to go. Trey Klein looking strong as he's trying to put some distance between him and Jeff Stevens. Meineke getting by Red Munson with that smoke. And Munson. And as they come to the checkered flag, Trey Klein, Jeff Stevens, Matthew Meineke, Jeff Jones, and then the 71 car of Jeff James and Craig Reeds, and Nick Hermson in the 64. And then the boogeyman, Brian Sullivan out of Omaha in the 14S. John Cook out of Missouri Valley in the 45C. Spencer Dolch out of Council Bluffs. This is your parade lap. This time by, get up and wave to these guys, make some noise, and who you riding with. Give them a great send-off.
All right, then I want to have 3. That doesn't score that lap. Okay. All right, it goes, that'll take you to the previous lap complete. All right.
As we get set to go.
Score.
"15 laps the distance." Joe Reitz, Brandon Baker bringing them around. RPMs come up as they come out of turn 4, looking for green. Reeds taking that early lead. Here comes Baker. And they're mixing it up. Baker to the inside. And we got caution.
That is Bill Flagg.
Bill Flagg in the 27 and Dylan Peterson in the 44 got tangled up between 1 and 2. All right, Joe Reeds on the pole. Going to bring him around. We're going to try to get this race going.
All right, and then you'd be ready for him. Yep.
Green is out. Brandon Baker jumps into that early lead, and that's 7A. Now we got cars all over the place as they're loose into turns 1 and 2. 3 abreast going into 3.
Watch this time.
Hunter Longnecker now moving into second as he's going by Tim McCoy trying to dial in Baker. And caution again for Flagg in the 27. All right, we got 2 laps down out of the 15. Coming to green. Hunter Longnecker getting down on the inside of Brandon Baker. Side by side coming out of turn 4. New race leader, Hunter Longnecker out of Woodward, Iowa. And we've got 2 more around. We got caution again. .45 of Cook gets going. And that 21 car of Spencer Dolch, now he's going, but we've got to line him back up once again. Brandon Baker, your race leader. Hunter Longnecker had taken the lead, but had to relinquish it from the caution. Here we go. Baker back to the front. Here comes Longnecker. Tim McCoy. Joe Reeds. And once again, we've got a caution. Here we go. Tim McCoy taking the high side into the corner now, trying to get by Brandon Baker. Hunter Longnecker now back and forth as Joe Reeds making a charge. Tim McCoy, your race leader, Reed's in second, but Longnecker is right there. McCoy, your race leader.
Come on, get it going, get it going.
Caution is on the Speedway. Second time for the 45, so he will go to the pit area. We got 9 laps to go. McCoy brings him out of 4. Hammer down. Longnecker trying to get on that inside. Here comes Joe Reitz. Hunter Longnecker now eases into the front as they come out of turn number 2. We've got a new race leader. And Hunter Longnecker, Tim McCoy in second, Joe Reitz in third. We are halfway through this race. James Hopkins in at 81 up there. Now we've got Joe Reitz off the gas. And he's getting off the track, so that's good news. Longneckers really stretching that lead. Battle between the 25 of Buddy Ray Jones. The 81 of James Hopkins out there. Buddy Ray Jones now. 2 laps to go. Buddy Ray Jones in second. McCoy in third, and the 81 car of James Hopkins. They'll be coming to the white flag, this time by battle back there for position, and McCoy goes around. Double checker flying for Hunter Longnecker. Buddy Ray Jones in second. Hopkins in third. The 44 Dylan Peterson.
It's 21.
81 spot.
Great send-off, Anthony. We're getting ready for 18 laps, or check that, 15 laps.
Could be pretty tough to pick a winner in this one, Don. You got a lot of tough customers out there. Meineke, Stevens, that second row looks good.
Absolutely.
Of course, you said
Red Munson and Craig Reitz back there also.
Munson looked red hot in that heat race, no pun intended. But of course, you got Jeff James, I believe, our winner from last week here. So
yep.
It'll be a good one. So buckle in, race fans, one more time. Kick the tires, light the fires. It is modified feature time at Shelby County Speedway.
RPMs come out, bringing them out of 4. Jeff James trying to pick up where he left off last week, but he's got lots of company. Here comes Craig Klein along with Jeff Stevens and Craig Reitz. 3 abreast down the backstretch. Here comes Red Munson. Coming out of 4, we're going to score lap 1 to Jeff James, your leader. Jeff Stevens, after having a bad week last week, now trying to move into the front spot. But Jeff James looking strong as they come out of 2, down the backstretch into 3 and 4.
I know.
Craig Reitz now up into 3rd. Here comes Matthew Meineke as he's moving into that 4th spot. Meineke, who has been ran so well here in Harlan. Jeff James on the point. Now Stevens on the inside of James. Here comes Craig Reitz in that 3rd spot. James looking strong as he comes out of the corners. James still remains your leader. What say you, Anthony?
So far, it's been all 71 up front. The Stanton, Iowa driver doing an excellent job holding off Stevens. Craig Reitz back there in that 3rd spot. Of course, Matthew Meineke, kind of a newcomer here to Shelby County Speedway the last couple of weeks, but he's been strong whenever he's come up. Meineke, I know he had some trouble in that heat race. There was some heavy smoke developing in the end of the heat, but right now, looks like they've got that problem figured out, but now he's trying to size up Reitz for 3rd.
Yes, Meineke picked up a feature win here at Shelby County Speedway this year already. So he's looking good out there. Here comes more pressure for Jeff James. Is he able to hold him off? If you can hold off Jeff Stevens and Craig Reitz, you're doing something.
Reitz had a good run on Stevens entering 1, but Stevens had the better run off the exit of 2, and that will separate him halfway home. Don, I believe 8 laps to go. I think this time at the line, no 7. Jeff James. So far, it's been all him, but now Jeff Stevens saying, how about it? We're entering the second half. It's time to turn on the afterburners. It's crunch time now.
James trying to run the right line, trying to hang on to that lead. And we got a very good IMCA modified feature for these Bucksnort modifieds.
And these guys going, I think these guys nearly hitting 100 miles an hour down the front stretch here at the Shelby County Speedway. It looks like trouble for the 64 and Nick Hermson. He has taken that car into the pit area. So it's up right there for the Omaha. And now we got a battle up front. Here comes Jeff. Stevens is right there nipping on the heels of James as they enter turn 1. James has the lead. Stevens is there. But now Craig Reitz, he's seeing what Stevens is doing on the top shelf. And now he's trying to get the run in.
James had a great run coming out of 2. And here they come. 5 laps to go. And Craig Reitz trying to dial in Stevens. Picking up real estate each and every lap.
believe 3 laps to go this time at the flag stand for Jeff James. Stevens was a little sideways coming off in turn 4 the last time by, and that allowed Jeff to put some ground between himself and second place Stevens. 2 to go signal will be coming out the next time by. Jeff James, can he go coast to coast and go back to victory lane here at the Shelby County Speedway? Here comes Stevens. Here he comes. He's got a good run entering 3. Stevens will have the lead at the flag stand this time, but Stevens right there.
Jeff James still hanging on to that lead. Stevens, oh! Stevens.
James jumped the cushion, and Steffens made him pay for it. Jeff Stevens, how about that move after James? The one time
now here comes Jeff
sliding back. Oh, Stevens, something must have let go. Jeff Stevens is off the pace. He may have shredded the right rear tire.
And now Jeff James going to try to hold off Reitz as they come to the double checkers. It looks like Jeff James is going to make it 2 in a row on the high banks of the Shelby County Speedway. Reitz is second, Matthew Meineke third.
So man,
how about?
Man, oh man, Don, what'd you think, Shelby County?
How about that? Aren't you glad you stuck it out? What a great night of racing here at the Shelby County Speedway. And I thank Anthony for his help tonight.
Hey, we can do it all over again on August 31st. We'll be back.